pilots this program has ever produced. I give you Captain Pete Mitchell. Call sign, Maverick.
And we're off. Show me what you're made of.
I've had enough of waiting around up. Give up this game I've played for too long. I've had enough of waiting around up.
What is going on, everybody? We're going to get this thing started off here. Okay, let's go over the markets today. Let's see how everything is rocking and moving forward. All right, guys, happy week. Good March 15th, right? Everything is going according. Let's take a look at what's going on in finance today. Okay, we're going to go over the Strait of Hormuz specifically, and we're also going to go over let's go on X here too. I want to look at a couple finance pages here. Okay, so we're going to be on Twitter here. We're going to look at there's going to be another one that I'm going to look at. It's going to be Bloomberg. Okay. So we're going to go over the Claude War. We're going to go over, the Iran War. We're going to go over a couple things here. So, we're going to go over everything here. Give me a second, guys. I'm looking up the Iran War. I'm only losing Twitter just to get the most amount of, I would say, updates. The outcome of the war cannot be determined by tweets. It's determined on the battlefield. Russia says the U.S. war with Iran is about gaining control of energy sources. Wants access to the oil, Persian Gulf, and other resources, but Trump said U.S. is not. Wow. Russia sent 13 tons of humanitarian medical aid to Iran. Interesting. Trump is reportedly considered banning major U.S. media outlets and pursuing treason charges over fake footage of Iran striking U.S. ships. Both the New York Times and New York Post confirmed that the deadly Iranian attack on the U.S. ship is real. Huh. Yeah, give them treason charges. That's like... That's real. Okay, so let's go over this here. Let's go over news. Earlier today, we had medium CPI come out for Canadian, which was actually better than expected. I mean, the Canadian dollar is actually performing pretty decent. Under the, inflation isn't as bad as it is. Trump said on X that, what did he say? That the US doesn't need oil. This is just him saying that, to be brutally honest. Not true at all, I don't think. To be brutally honest. Give me a second, guys. Why is this happening? This is all lies. We do need oil. Okay. Cash rate is like their FOMC, so right now there's going to be dramatic news on Australian dollar. You can also consider gold also moving pretty heavily as well with this. So you're going to see some dramatic news shift definitely happen right now. 100%. Or PCI expected to be lower than expected. PPI month over month lower than expected as well. Federal funds rate, no movement on FOMC. Okay, so somewhat neutral news here. This is actually really good news though. PCE lower than expected. They're expecting that inflation is actually doing good. Release delayed by 6 days due to government shutdown. So this is last month's. This is March's delayed news, which is actually really good. Considering that inflation apparently, I think these numbers are going to be worse than expected. You know, I know previously it was better. You know, our previous forecast here was like 0.8, which was bad for markets. I think it's actually way higher than 0.3%. I think we haven't even fully seen the effects on oil yet. So let's price that in. So Wednesday, we're going to definitely have massive news that's going to shift markets. Thursday, unemployment claims, not really going to shift markets. But Wednesday, we're going to have a massive effect that's going to shift markets here. Today, we had a nice pullback on Dixie, which made markets go up for sure. Could be also news as well on the straight. Could be news on what's happening in the world. Right now, I want you to be very, very aware that markets are still bullish. We're going to take out most likely these, let's go on the daily high zones. We are going to target these daily areas and these daily highs, right? So because of that, I expect the market to be somewhat bearish, not bullish. This pullback here filled, I would say almost completely. So I am expecting markets to, and there's a gap. You see the gap right here? There's a little gap here that needs to be filled. So what does that mean? Dixie's going to move higher, which means I expect SPX to be bearish here. I expect this to come back to daily highs and to close above there. So what does that mean? I expect price to maybe retrace back here and then start to skyrocket again. I do expect this is external buying zones. I do expect prices to move a lot higher with Dixie, which means that SPX and all markets are gonna feel it soon. They're gonna feel it. Give me a second, guys. Let me grab some. Here's the water real quick. So that's what I'm expecting with that, to be honest. Let's take a look at SPX right now. I'm still bearish on SPX. I expected it to come lower or like a little bit higher. To be brutally honest, I wanted to see it come at least to here. But I'm all sells on SPX, to be brutally honest. I think this thing is going to sell off. We called the signal the other day, last week. And I'm still on like sells here for... I'm going to drop this in the chat. Wow, yeah, SPX looks bearish. I just dropped it in the chat. So SPX, I think, is going to go past these lows. I think that the bleeding isn't done. I think we might even go to, realistically, this zone here. There's a big possibility we're going to come here. Just on a fib level extension perspective, this thing looks like it's getting ready to do its thing, and if it does, it's going to go to the 2.61. So we will test the next external structure previous zone, probably this 100%, and then extend to the 2.61. Just with the 2.61 alone, from where I call it sells here at 68, 67, yeah, we're expecting a significant drop of another, I would say, 5% on SPX. We're going to see some bleeding in markets, guys. I'm going to see the Dow drop for sure. I expect that to drop. I expect NAS as well to drop. And then I expect Russell. Wow, Russell came literally to the zone, the exact zone. I expect Russell to do its thing, come back to 2380, 100%, most likely tomorrow. Yeah, it's looking bad. It's looking really, really bad for markets, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's not looking good at all. Maybe even trying to find one positive thing here. Doesn't even look like it. Trump says, I don't want to follow CNN. I don't like CNN. Yo, I love Trump. Is so funny. Trump is so funny, bro. He's just hilarious. China should be thanking the US for bombing. Bro, I can't with this guy. Bro, he's just hilarious, bro. The audacity sometimes, like I actually love Trump, but the audacity this guy has sometimes is wild. Like he's just a shark, bro. Like he's crazy. Why 25% basis hike is 4.1% is most likely the outcome? What the fuck are they talking about? Are they gonna start hiking rates? Okay. Pay attention. Pay very attention. We pay attention to what happens with Australian dollar. Okay? Pay a lot of attention to this here, okay? Because if they start hiking, they're talking about a hiking cycle in Australia. The countries that hike first, the US is always the ones that hike or cut last. So if the Australia starts to hike first, then Europe will follow, then Canada will follow, and then the US will come in last. Just like when Australia cut first, Europe cut, Canada cut, and then who cut last? The US. We need to be very careful here, guys. This is huge. Okay? This is actually huge. This is huge news here. If the Aussies, I'm writing this right here. If the Aussies start to hike, it will force Japan and then Europe to start their hiking cycle. That means guaranteed USA will get hit with hikes next couple months, meaning recession. Pay very close attention to this, guys. Very close attention to this. This is some really, really big news. This right here is not small news here. This right here can change the whole trajectory of the US economy completely. Wednesday, core PPI. Thursday, okay. Let's go back on markets here. I just didn't look at that completely, guys, and I overlooked it, and me overlooking it kind of made me wonder here. Let's look at yields. Yields going higher, bonds are going lower. People are dumping their money in bonds right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Yields going up, bonds going lower. Well, technically, if yields are going higher, that means the bond prices are going lower, which means the demand for bonds are pretty small. So people are taking their money out of U.S. bonds here. Let's look at oil here. Look at that. From signal buys. 13%, 1,200 pips. You get a pullback here. Did it break structure? Technically, let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, it did. Huh, interesting. Technically, it broke structure. What does that mean? That means technically I don't want to buy. It might retrace here. Or sell off here. External. These are external selling zones. I don't want to bet against oil yet, though. That's the thing. Because, yeah, even though we broke this structural zone, a lot of oil is driven fundamentally, right? So, honestly, even if I trade in between it, even if I trade oil in between, it would be solid to see it like this. Pull back, then a run to the upside. Make sense? Run to the upside, pull back, extend, and then TP here, TP here. Oil looks like a buy. Let's go take a look at gold. We were up in profits, down in profits. Made some money on gold, then lost some money. Thursday was interesting because I made some money and then like broken even. Right now, I do not feel comfortable with gold too much. On the bullish side. And yes, I get we're at war. This is the problem. Inflation might come. Right now, I think the US is more worried about rate hikes. They're more worried about rate hikes. The price of gold is going to move lower here. So before we could swing trade it. I mean, shit, we could swing trade gold. That's not a problem. We could scalp it, right? But what's scalping going to do with gold? You know, that would be the best way to make money on gold right now. It looks like it's just been scalping back and forth, you know? Not a bad idea, right? Scalping it isn't a terrible idea. What I want to see is I need a solid break of structure here. Right? It looks like it's reaccumulating. I just don't want to external sells. I just don't want to call it too early. Personally, I don't want to catch a falling knife. right? So if it's not ready to run, it's not ready to run, guys. And if it's not ready to run, I'm not gonna force it here. You know, that's not my goal, is to force it. I don't want to force catching gold. Catching a falling knife is impossible, right? So, like, my thinking here is very simple. Because of that, I'm very aware that I need to see some type of shift in momentum first. Then we get the pullback, and then I would start buying. If not, I'm going to start looking for sells tomorrow. Both order data feeds look bearish. Both of them. Even though these look like, hey, there's a possibility of some type of bullish data feed here, still looks bearish here. Still. Right? Even gold futures. The data feed looks like it could pull back here and then run, but hey, we need a break of structure or something to tell us here. If not, we're going to sell tomorrow. Okay. USD CAD's doing really well. Tomorrow I might look for buys for USD CAD. Internal buys here. Looks like it's worth the run. Okay. Let me check something real quick. We're gonna check it for buys tomorrow. USD JPY GU for some reason looks more bearish than bullish right now. We'll check GU tomorrow, but I'm most likely gonna sell GU tomorrow. AUD, we'll see how the cash rate goes. BTC, oh, interesting. It's getting into my sell zone here soon. Honestly, it's actually been resilient. Very resilient. Very, very resilient. Interestingly enough. It's gonna go. I think this is a liquid sweep. To be brutally honest, I think this here is the full sell as full buyers to get back in. They're gonna rug pull everyone. Apple, bearish. All right, guys, we'll take a look tomorrow. We will trade New York session tomorrow live. So other than that, I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. Have a good one, guys. Peace.